Only me. You thought it was a real line, didn't you? Going to read to you, I'm very sure. Welcome to the summer term of homeschooling. Hope you've worked hard today. Hope you tried out some of those new websites I've seen. There's loads of stuff from the government. BBC is now doing daily lessons to help you, and you might actually learn something new rather than just going over old stuff. National Oak Academy's got some really good stuff, proper lessons by proper teachers. Be sure to give them a go instead of just looking at the learning grid, although there's good stuff there too. Hope you had a great Easter, and you're getting back to it. New chapter, new hat, Cuddly Wally, and also Cuddly Jack, who's going to be with us for story time every day now, aren't you?
Mhm.
Also, we're doing some homeschooling with me too. We've done some coding today, as well as doing a little project about France and speech marks, wasn't it? Speech marks and some other stuff. Anyway, chapter 33. The next day it was the weekend, and so we were all there together. Mum, Tiber and me, eating soup and toast for supper. Mum said she was too tired to cook anything else. The toast was a bit overdone, and some of the corners were so brown they were almost black. It sounded loud, crunchy, as we took bites. None of us spoke much. As I ate, I thought about the night before. I kept looking over my shoulder. I kept thinking there was someone there, even when there wasn't. But I couldn't stop looking round, just in case. "What's got into you?" Mum said, noticing. "No, nothing," I said. She shrugged and took a large bite of her toast, and a piece fell on the floor. I took a tiny peek at Tiber. He was staring straight ahead in a fixed sort of way, but then he saw me looking. For a moment his eyes darted to meet mine. They seemed dark today. I couldn't read them. And then he looked down at the blackened crust on his plate. We hadn't spoken about it, but I was sure he was with the group of boys who chased Dog and me down the street. And I was sure he knew it was me. It was unspoken between us. Like so many things. As Tiber started stacking his pieces of burnt toast, there was a knock at the door. It was loud. It pounded. His hand faltered and his little pile of toast teetered and fell over. Mum gave a jump when she heard it, and she looked from me to Tiber as though checking it wasn't one of us rapping on the door. Outside stood 2 police officers. "Does a Tiber Olawale live here?" said one. Sorry, it's a lady. "Does a Tiber Olawale live here?" said one. She had short blonde hair and clear blue eyes that kept looking around. "Yes," said Mum. "Are you?" The woman's radio crackled and I heard someone's voice at the other end. She turned a little dial on the radio and it faded. "Sorry, are you Tiber's mother?" "Yes." "Can we come in, Mum? We have a couple of questions for him." Mum stepped out of the way so that the police officer could come in. She glared furiously at Tiber. "Lilu, upstairs," she said. I obeyed and quickly ran up the stairs towards my bedroom. But I didn't go in. Sorry, it's the car outside, hoping to disturb anything. But instead I waited out on the landing, listening to what was being said. "What's this about? Is he in trouble?" "We wanted to have a little chat about something that occurred last night," said the other police officer. His voice was very deep. It did not sound friendly. I'll try that again. "We wanted to have a little chat about something that occurred last night." Yeah, that's not friendly. I wondered if the police had come because the boys had chased me, but then I realised that nobody knew about that apart from Dog and me. I hadn't even told Bo. I didn't want him to feel bad, after all. It happened because he'd asked me to walk Dog. Tiber didn't speak. "Tiber, come sit here," the woman said. "I'm Officer Rawley, and this is Officer Peterson. We've been talking to someone who says they saw you last night. Trip Madison? Do you know who that is?" What's Trip been saying?" I heard Tiber say. "What do you think he's been saying?" she said back without missing a beat. I don't know," Tiber said. There was a silence when no one spoke. Then I heard Mum. Her voice trembled. "What's happened?" I imagine her sitting there squeezing her hands, clenching one and then the other over and over. She always did that when she was nervous. "Where were you last night, Mum?" the policewoman asked. I was... Mum hesitated. She paused. She didn't want to tell them the truth. I was sure of it. But then I imagined her saying to herself that it was no good lying. "I was at work. I work nights. So you would not be able to confirm the whereabouts of your son at around 11 p.m. last night?" "No," said Mum quietly. "Were you with Tripp last night?" Officer Peterson asked. His voice filled our little house. "I don't know," Tiber said. "I don't remember." "You don't remember what you did last night?" The policeman boomed. He was mocking Tiber. He sounded like he was about to start laughing. "Can you tell us what happened last night?" Officer Rawley said. There was an urgency in her voice. I could hear it cutting through everything else. "Nothing happened." "Because Tripp Medicine has made some pretty serious allegations about what you were doing last night. What you did together," the policeman said. "He's lying," Tiber said, and then all in a rush, as though he'd been holding the words in his mouth all this time, and they were suddenly escaping. "It's only because I didn't want to do it." "Do what?" Officer Peterson asked quickly. "Nothing," he said. "Tiber," Mum said softly, "just tell us what happened." "Your mum's right," said Officer Rawley. "It will help you if you can just tell us what happened." "Nothing," Tiber said again. I could hear it in his voice now, the stubbornness in it. He wouldn't say anything to the police officers, whatever they said to him. Once, when we were playing hide and seek, Tiber wouldn't tell me where he'd hidden. I looked for him everywhere. In the end, I shouted out that I was giving up and went to watch television with Dad. Not long afterwards, Tiber had sauntered down the stairs, a swagger in his step. I begged and begged him to tell me where he'd been, but he refused. After a while, Dad had put an end to it and told me to go and find something else to do. "He won't tell you now, love," he'd said. Can't you hear it in his voice? His mind is made up. "Tiber," Officer Rawley said, "we would like to ask you some questions about this down at the station. Will you come voluntarily?" Tiber didn't answer. "It would really be in his best interests if he came willingly," the policewoman said to Mum. "Tiber, do you hear what these police officers are saying? This is serious." Tiber shrugged. Mum knew it was as close to a yes as she was going to get. "And can you come with him?" Officer Rawley asked. "He needs to have an appropriate adult present." "Yes," said Mum, but my daughter." "You're meant to show them that's my hat for the next day." Can't get the staff these days. "Yes," said Mum, "but my daughter..." "Well, we can appoint another appropriate adult." "But it would be better if it was you. Can you arrange for someone to look after your daughter?" "There's no..." Mum started to say. "Hold on, give me a minute. Will you, Lilu?" I ran down the stairs so fast that for a moment I wondered if I would trip and fall. I forgot to open my bedroom door and pretend I was in there and just ran to where everyone was standing in a small circle. Tiber was with Officer Peterson, his head low, bowed down, defeated. He didn't meet my stare. "Lilu, come with me," Mum said. She held my hand tightly, too tightly. "Tiber!" I called out as she marched me out of the house. "Tiber!" She knocked on the front door of Betsy's house. Mum gripped my hand firmly as we heard movement behind the door. I could see that she'd started to cry. The tears ran silently down her face. She wiped them away roughly with her other hand, and then when we heard the door opening, she dropped my hand quickly so she could use both of hers to wipe her face fiercely. Then she grabbed hold of my hand again. As the door opened, that was how we were standing, hand in hand, with Mum's face a little shiny from the tears. "Maria?" Mum asked a little uncertainly. Come in. It was Betsy's grandmother. I had not properly met her before. She looked quite old, but not as old as Bo. She had caramel-coloured hair that was wavy and springy and wiry, sitting up away from her head. She was wearing a long T-shirt with a cartoon cat on it. We can't come in, but can I ask you a huge favour?" "Favour?" she said. I could see from her face that she didn't understand. "Can you help me?" Mum said urgently. "Help? Sure," Maria said. She smiled. Some of her teeth were missing, but it made her smile seem kinder somehow. "What can I do?" Please, can you look after Lilu? Can she stay with you? Can you look after her? It won't be for long, Mum said. We're having some trouble and I need to go. Sure, Maria said, still smiling toothily. Lilu, come in. You hungry? She asked me as Mum half pushed and she half pulled me in. I'll be as quick as I can, I heard Mum say. And then the door slammed behind me. It was over too quickly and Mum was gone. Come, Maria said to me. Betsy. She had to shout over the sound of music which filled the small hallway. She herded me into the sitting room where there were lots of kids jumping on the sofa in time to the music. There were too many to count. But later on I realised there were only 6. Lilu! Betsy clattered down the stairs towards me. What's happened? Why are you here? It's Tiber, I told her. He's in trouble. The police are here. They're taking him now. I didn't even get a chance to speak to him. Betsy grabbed me by the hand and pulled me out the door again. Tiber was getting into the police car. Mum was behind him, looking around anxiously. She noticed me and her mouth opened as though she was going to shout out something like, "Get back inside," or "Shut that door." She didn't. She gave me a funny little wave with her arm only half raised, as though she was too embarrassed to do it properly. Tiber did not look at me at all. I heard the police car start up and they were about to drive away. Tiber, I murmured. I suddenly remembered how Dog hung his head when he was worried he'd done something wrong. That was what Tiber reminded me of, sitting in the police car. But Dog had never done anything wrong. It was normally just an accident that he thought he was to blame for. I ran over to the police car and banged my hand hard against Tiber's window. He jumped and turned his head, but seeing me, quickly dropped his eyes. Tiber, I shouted. You didn't do anything wrong, did you? You must tell them what happened. As the police car drove away, I felt Betsy link her arm through mine and I leaned towards her. Don't worry, Lilu, she said to me. We'll find a way to help Tiber. I have an idea. Hopefully more magic, more wonders. Probably with Bo helping in some way or other. Anyway, that's that chapter. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope these guys weren't too distracting. I'm sure they were. Anyway, guys, so we're back to the Home Alone. I'll be uploading videos every day. So remember, stay safe, stay happy, stay curious. Stay you, stay Wally, stay me, stay him. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Jackie.
Bye.